Hello everyone and welcome finally to LBTV. I was supposed to go live at 9 AM but I don't know what was going on with my device. It was sort of thinking it was live on one thing and it wasn't live on this, and then I found out I was live. I was live on my personal Facebook, which is quite funny considering that I was on for 10 minutes looking severely confused as to why nothing was working. But again, like I say, that's why I'm doing these videos as practice for the opening launch of the channel on the 1st of July. So that's really good. So yeah, the season up and coming. I'm sure, like you say, like yourselves, counting down the days ain't even close to what I'm doing. Counting down the minutes and hours. It's absolutely soul destroying pre-season. I hate it. It's not even pre-season yet. Normally you'd have the World Cup now to sort of like get you a little bit of a, what was it called, a little bit of a fix, a little bit of a little come down fix for your football, but it's not happening because of Qatar, obviously. So yeah, even now as I'm trying to explain to you, just shows you how lost I am about football, especially Liverpool. But yeah, it's not going to be long now. Obviously, we're playing against Manchester United on the 12th of July, which is only 18 days away now. So it will soon be here. And hopefully these videos that I'm doing will make it go a little bit quicker for you. So what am I going to talk about today? I'm going to answer some questions. If anybody wants to throw any at me, feel free to do that. Apologies for not being live at 9 AM like I said I would. Sometimes I get these problems, but I'm glad that it's happening now rather than when the season starts. So what I'm going to speak about today is the squad. Do we need to improve? After the Manchester City signed Calvin Phillips yesterday, I think we should go and make a statement again. When they signed Haaland, we signed Nunes and made a statement that we won't be sitting here watching Man City spend the big money and doing nothing about it. And I actually think with the sale of Taki Minamino, I think that's what they're trying to do. I think they're trying to fund the next signing, because Klopp's not daft. If he knew that he wasn't going to get a midfield signing in terms of financial clout from FSG, then he would probably have gone back in for Gini Wijnaldum and got him on loan. But he never really goes back in for players that he's had before. Klopp doesn't, and also he never panics, does he? He always seems to have faith in his squad, and he always seems to wait. And maybe that's what he's going to do again. But I actually do think that Nico Barella is a top central midfielder, and I just think that we should just go and get him. I mean, it's all right saying let's wait till next year for Jude Bellingham, but you can't keep waiting year after year, because how many league titles now should we have won? You know, if you think about it, Man City have won 4 out of the last 5, but they've won 2 on the last day of the season. Excuse me, pretty tired there. They've won 2 on the last day of the season, and that's just it's just frustrating. And you know, we've got to take advantage of the fact that, you know, we've just lost Sadio Mane now, so there comes an end of a cycle. And obviously we don't want to keep just saying, oh, wait till next season, because then it's going to be the end of Mo Salah, and then it's going to be the end of Bobby Firmino, then it's going to be the end of James Milner, and it's going to be the end of Jordan Henderson. And Van Dijk's getting on now. You can't keep just saying let's wait till next season. Go and get the players now. Go and get Nico Barella now. Jude Bellingham's not going to happen because Dortmund have a policy. They do not sell 2 major players in the same window. They never have, and they never will. It is a deal they have with their supporters that if they let go a major player, they will not let go of another one for the following year at least. And that's the deal they have. They've just brought in now that lad from Halle, Steve, that always played for West Ham. They've just signed him from Ajax. So it's one of them. So I do, and I'm going to stick my neck out on the line here and say it, I do think we will make a move for Nico Barella. I do think we will bid for him, because if we wasn't going to buy anyone else, well, why are we so desperate to take that money for Taki? Keep Taki, keep him as a squad player. we would normally ask for 25 million, 20 million. Jesus, we've got 20 million for Dominic Solanke. So I thought that Taki went cheap. All right, yeah, we only paid 7 million for him, but that was because that was a release clause he had in his contract. He was worth more than 7 million. It's probably worth what we've just sold him for when we bought him. So I just think we could have easily asked for 25, 20 million, but I just think it was a fast sale. It's a fast sale because I actually reckon that Liverpool are now trying to fund the deal for Nico Barella. I reckon what they're doing is they're going to try and get his. Well, they're going to sell Nico Williams soon. He's going to go to Forest. I think he'll go to Forest. I do. I've said that from day one. I know Fulham are after him as well, but I think he'll go to Nottingham Forest. That's my opinion. And if we can get 10 to 15 million for him, that adds to the 15 to 17 million we've just got for Taki. That's 30 million in the kitty. And then if we sell Nat Phillips or Oxlade-Chamberlain, we could probably get that up to 55, 60 million. And then you're just saying to Inter Milan, right, there's Naby Keita, here's 40 million. Shake hands, deal done. You've got an absolute class. Now, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about Nico Barella whilst I'm on the... for those that don't really know much about him, I'll tell you that I watch a lot of Italian football, and I also love the man. He's absolutely brilliant. So this is his Wikipedia, right, that I'm going to read out to you now. So, Niccolò Barella, who was born on the 7th of February 1997, he's an Italian professional footballer, plays for midfielder Serie A club Inter. He began his career at he's born in Cagliari. Barella is a youth opponent from Cagliari Calcio. He made his Serie A debut on the 4th of May against Parma, replacing Diego Falas after 68 minutes. In January 2016, he was sent on loan to Como in Serie B, where he played as a first choice for the second part of the season. On the 17th of December 2017, he scored his first professional and Serie A goal against Spal in a 2-0 win. On the 12th of July 2019, Barella joined Inter Milan on a year-long loan deal with the obligation to buy with a 4-year contract to take effect after the loan period. He made his debut on the 26th of August against Lecce. He came off the bench in the second half for Matthias Vizinicio and later helped set up Antonio Cannavara's goal in the 4-0 win in the opening match of Serie A. He made his Champions League debut on the 17th of September against Prague after coming off the bench for Marcelo Brozovic in the second half. He scored an injury time equaliser goal to help Inter draw 1-1 at home, which was his first goal in the competition for Inter. On the November the 9th, he scored his first league goal for the club as Inter came from behind to achieve a 2-1 home win over Verona. He scored his first goal in the Coppa Italia on the 29th of January 2020. So then it goes on to say Barella assisted the first goal for Vidal in a home win against Juventus. Blah blah blah, goes on to a little bit more about what he's done. He's won the Coppa Italia, he's won the Super Italiana, Player of the Tour of the Year, and it just says international career. I mean, this is his stats. Cagliari played 105 games, scored 7 goals. For Como, 16 games, 0 goals. Inter Milan, 1 goal in 27, but this year, last couple of years, 72 games, 6 goals. But he creates more than he scores. So he's only 25 years old. He's only just turned 25 in February. So he's young, he's dynamic, he's the exact sort of player that I think we need. So that's Nico Barella's wiki. Let me just go back. Is there any questions coming through? Not at the moment. So yeah, squad depth. So I think we have to bring in a midfield. So you're actually looking about it now. If Taki goes, when Taki's gone, Mane's gone. So there's 2 out. We've brought in Calvin Ramsey and we've brought in Carvalho and we've brought in Nunes. So that's 3 in, 2 out, 3 in. Nico goes, Ox goes. We're definitely going to be short in the midfield. So the midfield is where I think we definitely got to sort of strengthen. We don't want to be getting Thiago injured, Henderson injured, and then be left with just Fabinho and Curtis Jones, because Curtis Jones rarely stays fit. You know, for a 20-year-old, his injury record's shocking. Naby Keita, again, he's made out of Weetabix. He gets injured every 3 games. So I'm worried about the central midfield position. I'm sure Klopp is as well, because the actual noise coming out of Italy is that this is a genuine interest. Now, I remember, for those of you that were on Doubters to Believers, my fan group I was on last year, I actually said that we were going to sign Pellegrini. from Roma, and we actually was. I spoke to staff that I know that work at the ground that told me that we were over there and we were trying to get the deal done, right? What happened was about 3 or 4 days later, he got injured in a friendly before the Euros for Italy and didn't go to the Euros. He was out for 3-4 months. Liverpool pulled the plug. But I got told to keep it quiet, which I didn't, but I didn't give any names away, that he was incoming. And I actually think that Klopp knows he needs a central midfielder, but he's very clever in the market. He'll always go, well, that's it now, we're not done, we're not going to do any more business. Because then Liverpool don't seem desperate. So then when they go to the table, I'm sure Michael Edwards is the same as Julian Ward is now. He'll just go, look, we're Liverpool. We are quite prepared to go into this season with the squad we've got. So don't be sitting here thinking you can throw stupid figures at us because we won't be paying it, right? We believe that this is the market value for the player that we want, your player, and we think that this is a fair deal. And then what will happen is Inter Milan will start at 70 million, Liverpool will say, we'll give you 40 and Naby Keita. Inter will go, yeah, we'll have Naby Keita, but we want 60 or we want 40. Liverpool will go, we paid 50 million for Naby Keita. He's only 26 years old. He's a dynamic midfielder. He'll be brilliant for you. And they'll big up Naby Keita to the point of where Inter will go, yeah, we need the money. All the teams in Italy are skinned. They need the money. This is why they tried the Super League, right? So I think what happened is we'll probably pay 40 million for him, and Naby Keita will go. So say we got a value. Say we value Keita at 30 million. We'll take a loss on him because his injury record is shocking. So I reckon that'll be where we come into it. So I reckon before the transfer deadline, I reckon that Barella will be our last signing of the window. That's just my opinion. I might be wrong. I don't know everything. No, I'm just a fan like yourselves. But I just do believe that his age, just turned 25, he's central midfielder, he's great on the ball. I mean, I watch a lot of Italian football. He's always on the ball, he's always doing this, doing that. He's like a long-term replacement for Thiago, in my opinion. He plays very similar kind of style of play to him. So yeah, so that's Barella. So I think, hi Paul, mate. So that's what I think will happen in terms of the position we need to strengthen. Then I think Calvin Ramsey is going to play a big part this season as well, because I tell you what, if you've not seen the video of him, he whips a ball in like Trent. I mean, he has a wand of a right foot. I didn't know this, but he's actually set up more goals than any teenager in Europe. So he's a right back, and he's set up more goals than any teenager in Europe. And this is another thing as well. When you always know who's going to be around the first team squad by their number they get when they sign for it. He's been given number 22. So that to me tells you he's not been given a 47 like Nat Phillips, or a 39 or a 38. 22, number 22. That's right in amongst the squad in terms of numbers. So I think you're going to see a lot of Calvin Ramsey. And another thing as well, Scottish clubs don't get £8 million for their players, especially Aberdeen. I mean, I'm reading the Scottish papers up here where I live, and they're saying that it's an absolute worldie of a deal by Aberdeen to even hold Liverpool to 8 million, because Liverpool were offered 4 at first, and Aberdeen bartered with him to get it up to 8. Now FSG don't really lose a battle when it comes to their strategy with players, but Klopp must have said, pay it. He is going to be worth 30, 40, 50, 60 million in 3 or 4 years time. So that's what I can't wait to see, this Calvin Ramsey. Also because I come from a Scottish family, and I watch a lot of Scotland. Scotland's my national team. I mean, I don't really do, I'm going to be honest, I don't really do international football, but I love my family to death, and they're all massive Scotland fans, and my dad was Scottish and he was a Scotland fan. He was one of the men that was jumping on the crossbar in the 70s at Wembley. So yeah, I can't wait to see Ramsey down the right and Robbo down the left for Scotland. It's going to be great. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing him. Obviously we all can't wait to see Darwin Núñez. I mean, Paul Merson said something yesterday, which I kind of agree with, but the headline's always dead misleading. It was like Liverpool could be miles behind City after the signing of Núñez. It's just clickbait.
Mercer never said that. He says that Liverpool are going to need Núñez to hit the ground running, and if he doesn't hit the ground running, then they could drop behind Man City, which is right. If Núñez goes like a Peter Crouch run where he doesn't score in his first fucking 24 hours of football, which doesn't sound long, but in football that's a long time, then Mane's gone. Mane was on fire. He was on, listen, I'm going to say this might cause a bit of controversy, but Salah has been poor the last 3 or 4 months. He's been poor. I mean, he stopped shooting. He used to always cut in on his left foot and shoot. He stopped doing that now. Why? What's happened to them ones where he used to bend them into the top? He just stopped doing it. And that it's been pissing me off. And Mane to me was the one. I was going to say I love Salah. I love him to bits. He's a goal machine. But the last few months he's not been great. Champions League final he was poor, right? And I'm thinking Mane should have been the one we should have been really pushing to stay, because Mane's an engine. Salah's great, he's got pace, he's brilliant, but I've got a feeling Salah, Mane knew he was going to leave at the end of the season, but still putting 10 out of 10 performances. Salah has not signed his deal yet, and he has gone off the boil. Some players go off the boil when they're not getting what they want. Mane didn't, and I've got such respect for Mane for that. So listen, I love Salah. And he'll probably get 25, 30 goals again next season. I'm not saying he won't. But all I'm saying is you know, it's just one of them with me. I've got a little bad feeling about Salah. I don't know what it is. Maybe I just think he's going to either jump ship or Liverpool might just cash in on him. I mean, I don't know. Or we're just going to put an offer down on the table. And hopefully that's the case, because you want to keep all your best players, especially Mo Salah, who's been our top scorer for about the last 5-6 years. Not 4 or 5 years, whatever it is. So, squad looks great in terms of the central midfield area. Really does make me feel a little bit nervous, just because of the injury records for the rest of the central midfield. Hendo getting on a bit now. He's getting in his early 30s now, so we've got to be careful with him. So he won't play every week. Milner, he's 36. So there's 2 central midfielders in their 30s. And then basically that's what it is. It's just one of those nervous things. You got Naby Keita, who obviously he can't string a few games together. Thiago gets injured quite a bit, so it's just one of them. It's one of them where, morning Michael, morning Stephen. It's one of them where you just think to yourself, well, I do think we need to bring in someone, and even if it is Gini on loan, that has to be plan B for me. I think Barella has to be plan A, where we go out and get him. If we can't get him, Barella, because of financial reasons, or they're asking for too much money, go and get Gini on loan. He knows the place like the back of his hand, and he's never injured. He's never injured, Gini. He plays every game. So it's one of them. Let me know your thoughts on the video. Yeah, what's your thoughts with the squad for this coming season? And I'll be back later with another video, part 2 season preview. You'll never walk alone.